Okay, we're on 13.3 in your notes. On the top of the notes, they have all this beautiful thing about a little reminder about sine, cosine, and tangent. If we're talking about it in a coordinate grid, it's a little bit different. Well, it's actually not different. It's just, it looks a little different. So you do the y coordinate divided by the radius. Remember, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. It's kind of those same things. So let's do an example. I think you'll catch on. So if you look here, let the given point be on the terminal side of an angle. Find the value of the three trig functions. So -4, 3. If you were like in intermediate algebra and you're graphing that, you go down for, oh my god, -4 this way, up 3 this way. Triangle like that. -4, 3. And here's my angle. So from here, my angle is always right near my origin. So from here, I have my opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse. And I just need to get my hypotenuse. So I'm going to do a squared, b squared, c squared, 3 squared plus -4 squared equals c squared. And when I solve that, you should get 25 equals c squared. So you get 5. Now here's the thing. Is that a positive line or a negative line? It's going down, so that one is negative. Now I'm just looking at filling this in. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, so 3 over -5. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so -4 over -5 becomes positive 4 over 5. Tangent is opposite over adjacent, 3 over -4. This point just tells you where to put that. So let's do another one. 6, -12. So go over 6, go down 12. 6, -12. My angles, remember, is always up there. Makes my right angle right here. So then I need to do a squared, 6 squared plus -12 squared equals c squared. Oops, excuse me. This time when you do that, you get square root. C squared is 180. Well, square root of 180 is not a nice number, and we're going to keep it exact. So this side is the square root of 180. Right there. So now for sine, I'm doing opposite over hypotenuse. Well, if I want to do -12 over square root 180, I don't like square roots on the bottom. So if you remember, we rationalize that. And I get -12 square root 180 over 180. You're going to do the same thing for cosine because it's adjacent over hypotenuse. So it's going to be 6 square root 180 over 180. And then tangent is opposite over adjacent, so -12 over 6. Pretty easy. Flip it over to the other side, reference angles. So these are a little bit different. So reference angle for a given angle is the acute angle formed by the terminal side of the angle and the x-axis. Basically that's saying for each 4 quadrants you have a different terminal side. Different x-axis. So if I'm in quadrant 1, we're talking about having an angle like this. Goes like this. That would be my angle. My reference angle is the same as my angle for quadrant 1. For quadrant 2, I'm going over here. My angle's like this. My reference angle is this part. That's my reference angle. So to get that, I do 180 minus my angle, and then I have my reference angle. For quadrant 3, I'm talking down here. Goes like this, quadrant. But my reference angle is just this part. Just that little part right there. That is my reference angle. So to get that, I do my angle minus 180 to get my reference angle. And for quadrant 4, we're talking down here, where my angle goes like this. This inside is my reference angle. So to get my reference angle, I do 360 minus my angle, and I get my reference angle. A reference angle is always positive It's always positive and always between 0 and 90. Acute. Acute means between 0 and 90, so it's always acute. So sketch the angle, then find its reference angle. So looking here, we have 110 degrees. So if you look at your unit circle, which you should have, you can find on here 110 degrees. Here's 90, here's 120. So it's going to be in between here. So right up there. So here's my angle, 110 degrees. My reference angle is this part here. Reference angle is that part. And what is that part? That would be 180 minus 110, 70 degrees. Next one is negative 130, so I'm going negative. Instead of going this way, I'm going to go this way. So I start here as always. Positive 130 would be like 135 is right here, so we're going from here to here. So negative would be this way. So I'm going negative that amount, about that much. That's negative 130 degrees. To get my reference angle, which I want right here, my reference angle is the acute one, that one. I do 180 minus 130, and I get 50. My reference angle is 50 degrees. 5 pi over 3. 5 pi over 3 right here. We got, let's look on our unit circle. Oops. Unit circle, I got 5 pi over 3 is actually right there on the unit circle. So I'm starting here, and I go all the way around to there. There's 5 pi over 3. My reference angle is this part. And if you look, to go from 5 pi over 3 to back up to here, if you want to change it into degrees then, so that's 300 degrees to 360, so that's 60 degrees difference here. So what's 60 degrees in radians? It's just pi over 3. Negative 7 pi over 12. Okay, so let's think about this. 12 pi over 12 would be right here. 6 pi over 12 would be right there. So 7 pi over 12 would be somewhere in here, but I'm going negative. So instead of going from here to here, I'm going to go here down. Just a little bit. Oops, I'm running out of room. Past that. That is negative 7 pi over 12. So that now, when I look at that, I want my reference angle. Well, to get to the top, I would do 12 pi over 12 minus 7 pi over 12 and get myself 5 pi over 12. Can you see that on there? Yeah, kind of. Let's keep going. Negative 2 pi over 3, so I'm going negative 2 pi over 3. So positive 2 pi over 3 is right here. So to go from here to there. So I'm going to go negative 2 pi over 3, which would be right there. Negative 2 pi over 3. For my reference angle, that acute one, this one, to go from here to here, from 240 to 180, is 60 degrees. So what is 60 degrees as radians? I'm going to go back to here. It is pi over 3. 315 degrees. Ooh, that's right on my thing. So I'm start here and go to the middle of quadrant 4. My reference angle would be this one, so it would be 360 minus 315. You should get 45 degrees. 2 more. First one, 5 pi over 6. If you look, it's actually on your unit circle as well. Just goes up to about here. Here, that's 5 pi over 6. My reference angle is that much more. Well, how much more do I need to get to pi, which would be like 6 pi over 6? I just need 1 pi over 6. And what is 1 pi over 6 as, oh wait, that's all I need. I don't know what I was talking about. 1 pi over 6. Last one, negative 120 degrees. Well, positive 120 goes from here to there. So negative 120 is going to go the other way. So we start here and we go this way. Negative 120. My reference angle is the acute one, that one up there. So my reference angle, how much do I need more to get from 120 to 180? Is 60 degrees. There you go.